YugiNoNo.
But also, it really helps you not only to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh, but not to get cheated in Yu-Gi-Oh, because let's just take the best example, promise, Ritual Beasts. That deck was kind of hard to follow, okay? And if you didn't know how to play it, your opponent could easily fucking just get pluses off of you not knowing what the hell you're doing, or what, you know what I mean? Like, they will keep tapping out their Kanahawk buses, set fucking steeds, and like all their bullshit like they do.
Well, I mean, this ties into what we said though. Like, if you're not educated on it, you can only blame yourself.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, like, Ritual Beasts weren't meta. Like, they were kind of the rogue of that meta.
They
you know
were.
What I mean?
We made jokes where, like, I'm actually surprised you brought that up. Like, me and my crew, we always would make the joke, like, if you want to win an event, just go cheat with Ritual Beasts, because no one fucking wants to learn what the fuck they do.
No, like, every time I played against, like, I mean, I would, in the simplest way I kept track of it is I would have them turn what they had already banished sideways on me. You know what I mean? And so that I'll be like, okay, whatever you banish, I was like, I don't care what you do. Whatever you banish, fucking turn it sideways so I can count what the fuck you're doing.
Same thing with, like, Fiendish Chain. Like, when it's expired, you turn it sideways. You know?
Yeah. And also, like, against Burning Abyss, another great example was making sure that if they special summons that Burning Abyss monster that turn, that when it goes to the graveyard, they don't try to trigger its effect.
Dude, someone at Dragon Ruler Nationals gave me, like, a little circle thing with, like, all of the Dragon Rulers laminated. It's like every time they would use the little baby or the Dragon Ruler, you put a dice on it to mark which one they've used for the turn.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, because they were once per turn too. Yep. Yeah, I forgot all about that. I still have non-flashbacks from Dragon Ruler format though, so like,
you have to remember, like, if you're wanting to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh, there are going to be things that you're gonna have. We're not even gonna touch on, like, what you should do before you go to an event, because that's an entirely different beast. But, you know, pre-game going in, like, educate yourself on the format, please. You know.
Yes.
Just do it for yourself. Don't be afraid to question people's opinions. If someone, like, gives you an ignorant answer, they probably don't know what the fuck they're doing. But you know, create playtest groups.
Yeah. Also, don't be afraid to call a judge in an event too if you have any sort of question. That is literally what they are there for.
Yep, your opponent does not have your best interest at heart, not whatsoever.
Never. Unless you're literally paying them for a win, then
don't fucking do that. Konami will ban you so fucking hard. It's not even funny.
You've never bought a win before?
Nope. Don't do it, man.
I might have done it one time.
Don't look at me being the good kid over here. No,
no.
That might have been something I did in my way younger days under Upper Deck, but
yeah, that was a long time ago.
Dude, educate yourself on the policy documents, because there are some stupid fucking things that you can do to get yourself, like, in a bad position. I've seen plenty of people go into events that just are either on no sleep, or they're like ready to fight somebody, like. Yeah. Nothing like seeing a big built fat guy going into an event like, I want to get banned today, and you're just like,
something else you can do to get good at Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, this isn't as important as learning, you know, cards and what they do, but just being prepared for an event. Like,
we are going down this corridor.
I mean, why not? Like, I mean, it's very important. Like, I mean, have your dice, have your deck box, have your deck, of course, but also like. Drink coffee, bring water. Yourself, water, coffee, whatever, both. Most importantly, you're allowed a pen and a pad. You are literally allowed. You can sit there and take notes about what you did wrong in a duel, and so when you go against that deck again later, you can refer to your notes.
Sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure they eradicated notes.
Did they?
Yes, I believe note-taking is only allowed for effects in terms of, like, counting, such as Reckless Greed and things like that.
Okay, so maybe I got wrecked there. But back in the day, at least...
Yes, there was a short window in the time where, like, you could quickly write down, like, what was happening off Dust Chute and trash like that. So...
Okay. Like, okay, so we'll screw that then. Screw that argument. Don't do that then. Don't get yourself, once again, like, understand the rules. And
if afterwards, after a game, if you want to write down what you did wrong, then feel free to do that.
Yeah.
One thing I did, because I'm terrible at remembering my side deck. After, like, a game, I would have an extra copy of my deck list. Well, after the match, to like pull back up and make sure I've like unsighted correctly, like after the game is over, or after the match is over, to make sure everything is properly back together. Because after you're playing 7-8 rounds, everything just kind of blends together. Like if you're playing 2 twin twisters in the main and you're sighting.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I've gotten deck checked twice in my Yu-Gi-Oh career. Both times I was fine, and both times my opponent got a game loss because they still had a card in their side deck. True story.
Yep.
A guy. What's really shitty is a Necros format. It was a Necros mirror match. I did not know it was a Necros mirror match because the deck check was right when the game started. Like, I mean, we were still shuffling. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what he was playing. He didn't know what I was playing. He had an extra MST that was in his side that he put in his main. I think, it was MST, which would have been horrible against me anyways, being the Necros mirror match. Like, what do Necros freaking set, So it would have been advantageous to me for him to have that, but they still gave him a game loss for it.
Yep, it's because he presented an illegal deck.
Right. I mean, I understand the technicality of it, but I'm just like, that's kind of dumb at the same time.
But it's all within the policy docs, unfortunately.
Right.
Once again, back to today's theme of this video, you can only hurt yourself.
Right. You can only hurt yourself. You are responsible, like personal responsibility. People like rely on everybody else for everything these days. You need to be responsible for your goddamn self. You need to become responsible for not only, your income and everything else in life, but you need to be responsible if you choose to play this really shitty at times card game. You really need to understand that you need to read up on the rules. You need to, like I didn't even know you couldn't take notes in the way I thought you could take notes. Like I would have got wrecked there at a tournament if I decided to take notes. I haven't taken notes in a long time at a tournament. But what's a good?
This fucking asshole over here. This fucking son of a bitch decided to drop his fucking internet in the middle of his own thought. All right, this is all his fault. All right, so.
Anyways,
welcome back, Yugi. Yes.
I came back from the dead.
Monster Reborn, his favorite card.
Man, my router is a piece of shit. There needs to be like a Yu-Gi-Oh card of like someone throwing their fucking router across the room.
I got you with you plus your router. So what were we talking about before you so rudely decided to drop?
Well, I was just like saying, like long story. I was ranting on that personal responsibility. End of story. That's the end of the story. Like,
get a better router.
Yeah, it's my fault for not having a better router. See, right there, personal responsibility. Man, I'm just getting wrecked by my own. This is like instant karma. This is instant fucking karma. Like I got wrecked by the fucking rule errata that I didn't know about, which I don't. Can you confirm that, by the way?
I'll dig it up for you on the policy box.
Okay. So I got wrecked by the errata thing immediately, and then I get talk about personal responsibility. My fucking router goes.
remember, guys. As we've said, the purpose of today's video was how to be better at Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're using real-life examples.
See, this is the rare occasion where we can show and not just tell.
Who needs fancy-ass editing skills when real life... When you're out of the tutorial for the first 18 years, you're like, I got this. And then fucking Karma's like, yeah, right. Gotcha, bitch. Oh, and for the record, this will be you later destroying your router. Yep. But the next time you get another router, this is going to happen.
Gosh, you're the pain.
I don't know why I have these here, but that worked.
Yeah, I guess I got Infernoid fucking junk.
Oh, okay. The when you gotta get another router, but you're poor as fuck. So anyway, guys, we're not gonna wrap this up, but we talked about Go Control, which, as I said, has been a really stressful point in terms of advantage, teaching you nostalgic Yu-Gi-Oh, teaching you how to, with a set card pool essentially, how to understand the shift in trends, how to counterpick other choices. Right. How to know what you're going into to play against a tournament. We talked about
how to be creative and innovate as well.
Oh god, those are taboo words. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on me.
Creativeness in Yu-Gi-Oh? Fucking Chainburn is creative. Did you know that Chainburn is a relevant deck again?
Oh, dude, don't even do it. That's another video. Don't even.
Okay, so Chainburn. We'll talk about this another day, but I'm actually happy to see Chainburn back again.
You could suck a fucking dick. Like, I even like said in one of my videos, what I say, like, chain burn players will burn in hell. I fucking meant it.
Wow.
Ooh, the fire I'm spitting right now. I can feel the heat coming off my tongue.
Well, that's fine because we're gonna have to save this for another day. I don't know, man. Like, in any format where you have a near tier 0 deck, to see the resurgence of a possible other deck that could possibly beat it is slightly refreshing, even if they're gonna die in hell.
I will give you that, but we're not going to talk about it anymore. I will give you that much.
Just like Teledad, when you see the Lightsworn player sitting across the table from you when you're playing Teledad, you're like, your deck's going to be tier 0 in a format, but you shut the fuck up right now as we're going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm going to stomp on you.
Yeah.
I'll always remember, guys, like, education. You know, play the decks, please, for the love of God. You know, you can only hurt yourself. You don't have an excuse not to go on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. And all the cards are available to you. You don't have... The only money you have to spend is on a decent computer and an acceptable internet. Once again, if you're an adult, it shouldn't be a problem.
But, well, I guess people can't argue that Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro isn't exactly widely available, but Dual Nexus is, and it's mostly... I mean, it's... Last time I played on it, I played a fan not too long ago, and it handled kaijus and everything, so I think it's at 100% or close to it. So, like, I mean, it's good enough.
Don't even get me started on the kaijus.
Yeah.
Kaijus in Link format are going to be amazing.
Yeah, they are going to be really, really good. And
come on, Yugi, yes. Where's the fire, the passion, the love of those little fucking sheeps that you come to like tell me?
I'm a little bit. I'm trying to stay calm because I'm so pissed off at my fucking router. I'm sitting here just trying to zen out.
What you won't see after this video cuts is fuck this.
Pretty much. Yeah, wake the neighborhood up. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I don't think there's anything else I really have to say. Like we've covered on a lot of the main points. Social media is your friend. Playtesting groups are very important as well.
Yes, there's. I mean, for example, like my buddy Sam runs like the Fluffle Facebook players page, and Fluffles are a really, really good deck. I mean, at least until Links. But Fluffles. I mean, they can OTK. They can make mad crazy boards.
They're the heroes of this format.
Yeah, they are.
They even have their own Miracle Fusion.
Yep, yes they do, and like they're a fun fusion deck to play. I mean, and how many decks? I mean, in 2017, I mean, the deck plays 3 poly or whatever. Like you play polymerization in 2017. That's badass. Like,
isn't the deck kind of budget as well?
Yeah, it is. It is, especially with the recent reprints of Dog and all that. They just reprinted Dog because it was
Kraken's only $5.
Like yeah, and then well, for a little bit there, Fluffle Dog was like peaking up as a rare. I want to say it got over $2 or $3. Don't quote me on that though. But it was like for a rare, it was like starting to creep up there, like Kieran did. You know what I mean?
And Sabers was creeping up too. Sabers?
Yeah, the super.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, but that's a super though. Like that's a super. That's a little bit different. But
also, don't feel limited by your available card pool. This is something that I need to stress. Just because you can't afford Solemn Strikes or even D-barriers this format, there are slight alternatives, but just understand, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is paid to do well. However, you can still go to an event with the intention of aiming for your invite. There's nothing stopping you.
Prime example. Every deck special summons. Okay? Every deck special summons. So you play Vanity's Fiend, and you play Monarchs.
I've seen Vanity's Fiend blow Adzu.
Yep. It'll be first turn Vanity's. What are you gonna do?
I've also seen Chain Burn win a couple of games.
Ooh, you're treading on thin ice there.
It's okay because you have Denko Sekka.
Yeah, Denko Sekka.
Denko Rekka.
Denko Rekka, Dick you sucka.
Oh, this man has fucking puns.
Dick you sucka.
Oh god, now he's saying his puns. See, I think you need to go back to the these days.
Oh, what is that structured act? What? Yugi?
Yeah.
Is that
Magnet fucking Warriors!
Magnet fucking Warriors, yeah, that's right.
So, don't feel bad to play shit Yu-Gi-Oh! Formats with your friends like LOB, because learning, like, outside of GOAT format, shit LOB format with just LOB in the first 2 starter decks teaches you the value of battling. Kind of like Duel Links teaches you fake Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, Duel Links, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use Duel Links as an example at all because, like, I mean, I feel sorry for anybody who hops out of Duel Links and then
comes into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, they're just like, what the fuck are these black cards
once
and
again,
white cards?
Hey, expectations, reality.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's already bad enough that teaching a new player, Yu-Gi-Oh has the highest learning ceiling of any game at the moment. Like, I would consider Yu-Gi-Oh to be even harder than Magic at this point. Because...
Yes, especially because like all the history you have to learn, like knowing like Yu-Gi-Oh history actually can have its relevancy as far as making you good as well. And like no one can really teach you that. You could watch like Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube videos. Like Robbie knows a lot. And he's like done. I mean, how long?
There were times where like I would compare a format to another format and make judgment calls based on that format. You can't really do that so much anymore because it seems like whenever we tread into another Tier 0 format, there's something different about it. This time it's diarrhea.
Right.
Like the last time we had Tier 0, near Frog FTK, the deck just was Special Summon Go. Just fucking throw shit at your opponent.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you got. So, like, granted, there are multi-purpose cards out there to handle situations, and you can make comparisons, but you always have to remember that there is going to be one variable that you won't be able to compare. Sadly.
Well, on the subject of not feeling bad, like about playing shitty formats or not knowing about shitty formats, just like, I mean, not to toot my own horn here, but I have been working on introductions to formats, like videos, and I felt like the GOAT one was pretty damn good, if I do say so myself, as well as the Yugi Kaiba format one. The Yugi Kaiba format one I was able to get into depth with a lot because that one's just like simple as shit. And that one will teach you like beatdown better than Duel Links will, like way better than Duel Links. It'll teach you
because you get 5 zones.
Yeah, you get 5 zones, and also it'll teach you the advantage of having 3 Lajin being 1800 attack. It'll teach you how important like 1 tribute summon is, for a 2500 summon skull versus 2 tributes for a 3000 blue eyes, for example. Like it'll teach you that kind of shit. Except for that format, it was like Lord of D Turbo, like blue eyes.
I think this is a good example, and like just to touch on Link format a little bit here, but Link format's going to fuck with a lot of people in the first 3-month block until we get the Cleaforts of the set. But this is one of the challenges I had as a former player that before Dragon Ruler format, games were a bit slower paced. You could play anti-meta. You could effectively not allow your opponent to play the game. And then we switch into the combo-based era where we have Dragon Rulers and we have Spellbooks. Now, for the first time in, 5 years, the game is going to be adapting back to a slower window for a slight period of time. And I think a lot of the old players will shine in that slight block. However, Link's format's going to be very unique because it's going to be the first time in Yu-Gi-Oh history where you effectively have 6 monster zones.
Yeah.
So OTKs are going to be slightly more prominent. They reconstructed the pendulum zones, even though pendulums are already fucked to hell. Mm-hmm. But I think, and like with the purpose of this video being how to be better at Yu-Gi-Oh, just expect that you're going to have to change your learning curve and you're going to have to adapt to new things coming into Link format.
Yes. Like, don't be like the rest of us old fucks and just be that have been around for a while and are just filled with salt, and you see Links and you're just like, ugh.
Actually, I'm happy for Link's format because I feel like Summon Fossil Dyna set 4 is going to be really good.
Yeah, I can see that, and the same can be said for Monarchs once again. Vanity Speeds.
It's also the first time in like years that I feel like main deck boss monsters will be relevant.
Yeah, we're getting that dinosaur structure deck. So that's another thing. Like, structure decks are a thing. You can pick up the 3 structure decks for $30. That's not insanely expensive.
You can also spend $4 and buy some kaijus. There's a kaiju for that.
You have not heard that one.
What? There's an app meme that has all of the kaijus on an iPhone that says there's a kaiju for that. Like, oh
my gosh, that's fucking great,
dude. Like, there's your next video idea. There's a kaiju for that. Just Gamma.
Yeah, there's kaiju for that. Yeah, it's friggin' like Gamer Soul's like the gay one. Like, hey.
So I look at main deck boss monsters. I'm like, man, like Darkness Dragon's such a fucking powerhouse. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a kaiju for that.
Yes, like kaijus. like that's another thing. You need to understand kaijus. I think kaijus, unless Konami nerfs them completely, I think that they're going to be relevant moving forward. Also, but even if they aren't relevant moving forward, you need to understand the basic removal concept, going back to like hand traps and stuff. Because before we had the kaijus like at our convenience, let's just be real. We had shit like Lava Golem and Volcanic Queen.
Excuse me, sir. On the opposite side of the table, we had the fucking super great Magnus and fucking Aquila Fort Towers. All right, those were real boss monsters. Now I can just give you a kaiju. Like it's Yu-Gi-Oh's so easy these days. Like
it is. Like and plus like everything like the one advantage that new players do have over us old fucks is not having to worry about like card text as much, because like the problem solving card text.
I went to a regional and had a new kid ask me what Fossil Dynapaki Cephalo did, and I was just like, "Bah?"
It's the simplest effect. Neither player can special summon. When this card is
but the thing is,
special summon monsters on the field.
But you have to remember,
memorized.
There are players that come into this game that are uneducated and do not know these things. Sadly.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks. Like, so not only do you not know like format history, but I guess new players don't know card history. And you know how you can fix that? There's an easy way to fix that. The format history, you can go to different forums and stuff, and it's a little bit more reading. But for fixing your card history, you can if you don't have YGO Pro, Dead Pro, or some other built-in, some other app like dueling app that has a built-in card database, you can go to the actual Konami database that has a great TCG database. I use it myself all the time when I'm looking for cards, and you can go through that entire database and just go set by set by set by set and scroll through and read effects. It's even got like, let's just say you have like a specific card, the card that you're looking for, like you can do like filter by card text, and then like type in the monster's effect that you need, like search one dark, for example, random example, and then type that into the card text, and it'll bring up, bam, every card that will search a dark. Yeah, there you go. And well, that's an Xyz monster, but yeah, whatever. Like you get the point. Like that is readily available to every player, and it's just a website. It's not an app. It's not it's not anything special or esoteric.
But reading hurts.
Yeah. If you don't want to read, once again, this is your own damn fault. Because I literally just told you the master TCG card database that Konami itself hosts.
Dude, I've seen people lose because they just didn't read their opponent's cards. Like
I know.
You've seen the stories and heard the stories.
I know. This goes back to ritual beasts and shit. Like, ugh.
Just remember, kids, summon yellow gadget, search future fusion is not a valid move.
It's not. And yeah.
Shout out to Peter Chang. Make sure you guys know what your cards do. Infernoids act one functionally way. Left arm offering does not work the way that it intended. Thank you. Okay, that's all I have to say on that topic.
Didn't they misprint the Paleozoics too, or something like that, where like they didn't like they're different in Korea versus in like the OCG versus
I don't fucking know. They all do the same fucking thing here.
I don't remember what they did.
They're all 1200 and say Trident doesn't kill me. Like that's all that matters.
And that's like the most. They all lose to Dinko, I guess.
No, they really do. Is there anything else you want to say on how to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh other than just telling people that the basics?
That they need to read.
Edumacation hurts.
No. I guess the last thing is don't be salty when you lose and learn from when you lose, because you know what? That's something my dad always said was. You don't get better by playing against somebody that you can beat. You get better by playing against somebody who beats you. You gain nothing from being somebody. Like,
actually,
serious.
I appreciate your dad's proverb, but much like there's a kaiju for that, there's always a friend to listen to your shitty story. Well, you know what I'm talking about. After every infested shit you've ever gotten dumped on your chest.
My next card was Raigeki.
I swear to God, I had one more fucking turn and he just OTK'd me, man.
Yes.
Like, my other favorites are like, goddamn fucking asshole, I'm gonna meet him in the fucking parking lot and beat his goddamn... And then, like, the judge walks by, like, my opponent was really skilled at this game.
Yeah. So yeah, don't be that guy. Learn from your mistakes, and
learn
that's
from your
about
mistakes.
all I got.
When you're telling your stories to your friends, that's another very awesome window to rehash what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys enjoyed my time with YugiNoNo. We're very, very opposite people. His humor is terrible, and I hate him. Just kidding. I love him. You know, sir, like, it's been an honor to sit down here and talk to you today. And you know,
oh, it's been fun. This is actually the first time we've ever really talked, so that was really interesting. Like,
next time you want to take me on a date, I like Wendy's. Chili preferably, large size baconator, add onion, and we can talk all night long.
All that stuff. All right, man. All right.
Alright, guys.
And I will definitely wine and dine you next time I decide to fuck you and let you edit all this shit.
Now you guys know the bitch in this relationship is. Fuck. Alright, guys.
Bye.
Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Let's go!